When the snow falls? Well, some of the big kids go inside to play.
New Kids in Town, the birth of the Cincinnati Kids professional indoor soccer team. New Kids in Town is brought to you by 5, the originator, your #1 sports station in Cincinnati, and the television home for the new Cincinnati Kids.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tom Kelly. This is Bob Trumpy. We're all set to introduce you to this city's newest professional team in the Major Indoor Soccer League, the Cincinnati Kids. Robert?
And they join a league of 5 other teams: the Cleveland Force, the Pittsburgh Spirit, the Philadelphia Fever, the New York Arrows, and the Houston Hurricanes.
All right, let's kick it off.
You got it.
They'll play here in Riverfront Coliseum on a special AstroTurf-like surface. The field is approximately 200 feet long by 85 feet wide and is surrounded by the same boards and glass that are used for hockey. The goals at each end are 6 feet 6 inches high and 12 feet long and are inset into the boards. The artificial turf is applied to an insulating board that separates it from the ice, and the entire field can be set up in a short time. Well, not quite that short.
But things do happen fast in this game, Tom. With the smaller playing area, the slick turf, and the ball banking off the boards, the action is almost non-stop. The clock will stop only when a goal is scored, the ball leaves the playing surface, a penalty call, a red line violation, or an official timeout.
The field itself is divided by a center line and 2 red lines, each 30 feet from the center line. The red line violation you mentioned, Trump, occurs when the ball travels across both red lines without being touched by another player. If that happens, the ball is awarded to the other team for a kick from the first red line cross. This forces a team to control the ball rather than kicking the bomb. A line surrounds the perimeter of the playing surface and is called the touch line. If the ball leaves the playing surface, play restarts with a kick in at the spot of the touch line where the ball left the field.
Penalties can range from minor to major, and the effects range from warnings to loss of players for 2 or 5 minutes to penalty kicks. Players who have to serve penalty time sit in a penalty box at midfield across from the players' benches, identical to hockey. While a player is serving a penalty, his team plays shorthanded, not being allowed to substitute for him. A team could be forced to play up to 2 men short if they don't mind their manners. The general categories for penalties are delay of game, ungentlemanly conduct, and violent conduct.
The size of the field reduces the number of players to 5 field players and a goaltender rather than the standard 11 players in the outdoor game. Free substitution is allowed during action, adding strategy to the game as players jump over the boards to and from the bench during action. We'll come back and meet the man hired to build this team in just a moment. Youth and recognition for North American players are stressed in the Major Indoor Soccer League. The active roster of 14 players on each team may include only 4 non-North Americans. Most players are drawn from collegiate and North American Soccer League ranks. Soft-spoken head coach Len Billows brings a blend of experience and youth to the kids. A collegiate star with Temple University, an assistant coach at Princeton, and head coach at Quinnipiac College in Hamden, Connecticut, he is optimistic about the new indoor game. We followed Len through a special open tryout for the kids in which anyone could show off their skills.
And the other team will be attacking this goal. Okay, let me just make a couple statements to you. We're not looking to see how anybody can kick somebody in the shins or anything like that. You're all here for the same purpose, that is to try out and show us what you have. Okay, good luck.
With the tryout in progress, I asked Coach Billows what he was looking for.
A good ability to control the ball, a team concept to understand how you relate with other players on the field, and in other words, tactical awareness of the player, besides the technical skill of the player, and whether or not he can take it physically. It's not the only thing we're looking for, but that will be the nth factor.
Len, 60 people were here at 7 o'clock.
Right.
Out of 60, if you got one, would you feel surprised with it?
No, I don't think I would feel surprised. I would expect at least one player to be invited to try out.
Good shot.
To join us in the training camp.
Maybe as many as a dozen.
Well, I wouldn't hope I wouldn't expect a dozen, but I would expect one or two. And if we get one player to make the team, it'll be a good tryout.
You're very calm for a coach who's looking ahead to a sport that's new in a city, and that you've never done this particular thing before, coach an indoor team.
Right. Well, I've played indoors, and I've coached teams that have played indoors, and there's nothing, that you can do more than what I'm doing. You have to look at the players, you have to evaluate them, and that's the easiest process. And the coaching part and the winning part is a little tougher. But hopefully we'll be able to do it.
You don't have much time.
That's right. We're short on time. Believe me, I think about the amount of time that we have, and I know that we started late, and I wish we had more time.
On a night of expectation for the participants, there was strong competition, but for one man, Hans Tandup, the fun of trying out for a professional team ended in disappointment. Not only the disappointment of failing to make the squad, but in an athlete's biggest fear, injury.
How about here?
No. Yeah, he's getting that.
There?
Yeah, right there.
Right here.
The attending physician is Dr. Mike Malik, part of UC Sports Medicine Institute.
All right. I think you've torn your Achilles tendon, and we probably have to get you down to a hospital now. It's your choice wherever you want to go. But
Hans, a chef in Cincinnati, told me what brought him to the Coliseum.
I'm a runner and I play soccer, and I'm coaching a soccer team and 8 to 10 years old. And the guy that I coach with, he called me tonight and said, hey, why don't you go to the Coliseum and try out? They have a soccer tryout for the kids.
Cincinnati Kids.
Right. So I said, no, I'm not good enough and I'm old. So he said, oh, come on, why don't you go there? So I told my wife, heck, let me just go and try to play. I always wanted to try, and I did play a few games in Denmark indoor. So I went over here, and 2 or 3 times I decided, hey, let's just quit it and go home again. So went on and tried, and here I am.
You're going to go to St. Elizabeth's Hospital to have an orthopedic surgeon examine it tonight.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm a runner, and I want to come back out there running.
Dr. Malik is strongly involved in sports medicine and takes a special interest in soccer.
played soccer myself for about 10, 12 years, and that's why one of my interests is. And I am doing at the present time with the Sports Medicine Institute of University of Cincinnati, we are doing a study on a nationwide study on the soccer injuries. And most of the soccer injuries involves lower extremities, mainly knee and ankle. And it's not as severe as football injuries is, but probably the number of injuries is going to be more than any other sports.
But for this young man, Brian Robertson, the story is a happier one. Born in Guyana, South America, playing from childhood, the States in 1970, Say Soccer, the Junior Comets, 4 years at XU, and now trying out for the kids.
I didn't think I did so well because I'm not accustomed to this. The turf is a little bit shaky, you know, and my feet are sticking to the ground. I really was afraid because, you know, after getting out of college, before I went to college, I used to dream about playing professional somewhere around the place, you know. And now that I'm here and I got the chance to try out, it really was a scary thing coming in here tonight. And
well, Coach Billows may decide to invite you to the training camp. We might see some more of you.
Right, yeah. Well, hopefully, I hope he do. And if he does, I'm going to have to relax a little bit more and just give the man what he needs.
Brian got the job done. Following morning, he was invited to training camp with his team.
The local showing was no surprise to Jim Worley, head coach of Walnut Hills High School soccer. Jim is the community relations director for the kids and is excited about the emphasis on local involvement.
I think everyone in the whole area is just totally enthused with the idea. Just the fact that we're bringing pro soccer to Cincinnati, whether it be outdoor or indoor, is just exactly what the people in the community have been looking for. We've got perhaps the 4th largest Little League program in the whole nation here right now, and we need an outlet at another level. And we've got a couple good collegiate teams. We've got a fantastic high school program and the Little League program. Now this adds another dimension that we're sorely in need of. Our kids in a couple of years will be ready to move into this type of competition.
The Kids' local tryout acknowledged the growth of soccer in this area and was important in building the local support they'll need to survive. We'll look at the key position in this game in a moment.